It's simple. To keep it simple, the brain model that everyone has is a function of your experience. So all the experience that you have had up to this point today, okay, the experience, everything that you've seen and read and done and actioned, every aspect of your life, the experience, we'll call it the data, has created the brain model that you have today. And that brain model has then led to you taking the actions that you do every single day. Every single day you're taking actions. Even when you think you're not taking action, you're taking an action. The brain is always making a decision based on an action, and the model here, okay, does not change if you are not changing the experience. And this is why, as a deep learner, what do we do? What do we do as deep learners? The main thing as deep learners is the first thing we do is we change the experience to change the actions. Once we change the experience, we're changing the actions. What's happened with most people is this. From the age of 20 to 25, really from the time you kind of leave school to the day you die, not much changes in your brain model because the experience is pretty much following a process that someone else has outlined for you. And so what happens when you have a similar experience? The brain model now is expecting that experience so that your actions pretty much remain the same. Now, if your experience remains the same, meaning your actions will remain the same, how can you expect a different result? You will never get a different result because we need to change the experience to change the action. Because once you change the experience and you change your actions, the brain model will change. We're trying to update the brain model. But the brain model, because most people came out of this flawed education system with a fixed negative mindset, okay, the brain model has become an automation tool. It's like an AI automation tool. It's automating itself daily. So it kind of knows the experience, not much changes in people's experiences. And I'm not talking about going on some holiday or going and seeing some new things or reading a new book. I'm talking about a change in the experience. I'm talking about a real action change in the experience, which then affects your actions, which then affects your model. And the best way and only way to do that is as a deep learner. Because as a deep learner, we're chasing a desire which eventually becomes the ecstatic desire. And what's an ecstatic desire for those who don't know? An ecstatic desire is a combination of your passions, hobbies, creativity, problem-solving skills, times it by 1,000. That's the process just to find and discover your ecstatic desire. So in the meantime, what you're doing, and I've created this exercise and this practice within this course to discover your ecstatic desire through a series of other desires that you will find and discover and create, and through that process your brain model starts to change. The thing is, most people unfortunately have only ever had little snippets of deep learning education here and there. Deep learning education and the deep learning skills is the skill of the next century. Because right now, AI is pretty much growing exponentially. And the human brain is still the most powerful tool in the world. Don't get sucked into this where AI is so much more advanced than us. No, AI just does data. It's processing data daily and following a recipe. It's really following a process but has no consciousness or understanding what it's doing, even though it looks like it's doing smart things. That's what's called artificial intelligence. It's pretend intelligence. The human has consciousness. The human has an awareness. The human has wonder and curiosity. The human has the capacity to reflect. Unfortunately, most people don't use that skill. The skill set of the century, mark my words, is deep learning education, because it's through deep learning education where you're going to get the new experiences, you're going to get the new actions, you're going to update your brain model, and that is where the new ideas of tomorrow, the problem-solving ideas, the creative problem-solving ideas will be generated, and it's through those ideas where you will be able to generate action, create, solve, make mistakes, and chase towards your ecstatic desire.